What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer, and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in. I have a question. Will silver reach $100 an ounce? And if so, when? I'll tell you when I think it will, between 2024 and 2025. Maybe 2023, things are going to get a little crazy. But in my opinion, 2024 is going to be the year where things start to really shine, really take off. Now, I found this article written today, or yesterday for you guys, but it's titled, Will Silver Reach $100 an Ounce? Now, in my opinion, it's not if, but when. And that's because, like the video I posted yesterday, or earlier today, it was talking, I was talking about how no amount of dollars can buy silver. Silver has no price tag. Money cannot buy silver because money is irrelevant when it comes to things of actual intrinsical value, right? So when we're looking at $100 an ounce, that still makes it's irrelevant because an ounce of silver is worth way more than $100. Plus, that $100 is only worth $100 right now, but in 10 years, the $100 will only be around $20 today. So you're looking at silver's price pegged at a specific point in time, but we're basing it off of a denomination of US dollars, which is ever so collapsing and burning. So you can't really look at it from that perspective. You have to look at what an ounce can buy you. And silver's timeless when it comes to that. Just like a Walking Liberty back in the day could buy you a gallon of gas, that same Walking Liberty could buy you a gallon of gas today. See, silver's price is timeless. Gallon of gas back in pre-19 the 1940 whatever, 50 cents gallon of gas. Well, guess what? You could use that Walking Liberty to buy a gallon of gas back then. Nowadays, gas isn't 50 cents, but you could take that Walking Liberty, go to your local coin shop, sell it for $10, and go get yourself a couple gallons of gas. You see how that same coin can get you gas today and back then? The same coin. That's because silver is timeless. But if that was only off face value like our money is now, you can't get a gallon of gas for 50 cents. Do you see why silver is so important to have? Because when you only have fiat, your money is burning away. But silver is a place to store your wealth. So over time, as inflation happens, as your money, as you can only purchase less and less things with your money, at least you have your money, your real money stored, and it doesn't go anywhere. 1 ounce of silver is always going to have 1 ounce of silver inside of it unless it erodes or whatever. But it also has 1 ounce of silver regardless of who says that coin is worth what. It's irrelevant. Spot price is irrelevant. So that's a little introduction. And I like this article because they do go over silver's price reaching $100, what could get it there, and then they even have a time frame over the next decade of things that are going to happen and how that could push silver to new highs. That's the most important thing you also have to look at. We could talk about stocks. We could talk about anything. But if you're looking at where the world's headed, when you incorporate the new digital era, when you incorporate everything, the dollar, right, interest rates, the pan, I can't even say the word, but the situation, when you incorporate all of that and you look at different assets, investments, silver makes the most sense. Not gold, but silver. Gold doesn't benefit from all the industrial sector. So if you literally want to break it down, precious metals would make the most sense, but even beyond precious metals as a whole, silver specifically makes the most sense. That's why my name is Silver Slayer, not Gold Slayer. That's why you're watching a silver stacking video, not a gold stacking video. That's why it's called Wall Street Silver, not Wall Street Gold. It makes the most sense. So, on that note, I hope you kind of understand that $100 for an ounce of silver is pennies. Look at gold. Gold is $1,600 and gold doesn't do squat. What is gold used for? Necklaces, earrings, watches, coins, bars. And gold's $1,600 and all it does is just sit around. But you have something like silver, which is literally the most important element in the world. Silver is literally going to determine if the entire world can go green or not. We don't have enough silver for the Green New Deal to work for global warming and climate, pollution, all that. Silver is going to be the reason why the earth dies, because we don't have enough silver to make all these solar panels. There's a shortage, and we haven't even started that stuff yet. Silver is literally the most important thing in the world, and it's only $23 an ounce. So sit here and tell me that gold should be 23 and silver should be 1600. That makes more sense if you look at realistic essential items and what they're used for, determining its value, not just who says that coin should be worth what. I hope I got that point across. I think I feel pretty good that I did, just bringing up a couple of different points and comparisons. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that leading into this article. Please like the video. Please leave a comment. I hope you're excited, because I am. Let's jump into it. So with inflation as the driver, will silver reach new heights? So did you know that silver is one of the best investments during times of uncertainty? That's why some investors think an all-time high in silver is just around the corner, and that precious metals can achieve $100 an ounce. However, when will that happen? Here we will look at what can drive prices of silver higher and when precious metals can reach $100 an ounce price. I love when articles actually give a realistic time frame. We always see these articles that beat around the bush, and they never actually say a time. They don't say a date. They just say somewhere in the near future it looks. No, it's like, dude, people clicked on the video because they want to hear exactly when. So tell them your guess. It is important though, and just remember, guys, $100 for an ounce of silver is nothing. Is nothing. If you really understand silver's true value, and if you really understand the dollar's true value, $100 isn't worth squat. The dollar, it lost 98% of its purchasing power. $100 is nothing. An ounce of silver is definitely something. So if you want to look at it realistically, silver's worth way, way more than $100. But will a spot price get to 100? That's the $1 million question. But honestly, it's irrelevant because premiums are growing. Just like everyone that predicted $50 silver by the end of 2021, they're right. Spot price isn't $50, but if you want to go buy a physical ounce of silver, you're paying around $45, $50. So were they wrong, the people that said $50 silver? No, technically they were wrong, but if you really want to look at it, if you're going to pay $50 for an ounce of silver, the digit on the screen telling you how much the ounce is irrelevant. So what could make silver reach $100 an ounce? Well, the price of silver could have gone up 400% in order for it to reach $100 an ounce. It is not impossible. And if you want to look at another crazy thing, if gold's $2,000 and the gold to silver ratio hits 16 to 1, that puts silver around $250. 16 to 1 is the average ratio throughout the last 5,000 years. So yes, the ratio is 70 to 1, but if the ratio does go back down to normal, I would say quote unquote normal, like it did before 1930, then silver would be several $100s. If gold's sitting at even somewhat of a natural price, or as it is right now. So here's a look what could drive silver to $100 an ounce. So number one is inflation. And inflation is one of the biggest drivers of the price of silver. In fact, the price of silver rose from $12 to $50 in a 10-year inflationary period, 1970s, and that's in 2021. We saw the biggest rises year-over-year inflation. If we sustained inflation in 2020s, we could see the price of silver rocket from right through the roof, through $100 an ounce. And then you have stock market instability. The price of silver tends to be uncorrelated with equities. Therefore, if stock market goes down, price of silver can go up. Right now, stock market indexes are at all-time highs. However, many people think that the stock market's way overvalued and due for a major pullback. If we see people flee stocks, they may rush to the safer haven of silver. And especially with these new with these new breakouts and you know, especially with the virus and stuff, and it's transforming, and there's going to be a lot more uncertainty, the new variants and strains, and going through all this, and now it's picking back up, and then you have to incorporate that with the holidays, everyone's friends and family, so there's going to be a lot more people getting sick since there's so much exposure. It means more lockdowns, more boundaries getting crossed, and there's already a lot of chaos with everything else in the world. You know, that all entails for safe haven metals. Why do you think they're called safe haven metals? Because they're safe havens. In times of economic uncertainty, people invest into precious metals. So there's this supply chain shock. The year 2020 saw a major change in just about everything due to this situation. And one of the effects of this situation has been a supply shock. And that has reverberated around the world. If industrial plants are not able to get silver that they need right away, they may be forced to pay higher prices to get whatever silver is available to keep their operations going. That is so important. This is a really good article. I'm glad that they mentioned these things, and most articles don't. You got to think about that. There's, like I was just saying, boundaries, lockdowns. You can't distribute silver across the world, so that person is having to pay a higher fee to get it right away. Because think about it. Everything, we are advancing into a new digital technological era. Everything needs silver. Everything, every company needs silver, lots of it. But there's already a shortage. So you're going to start seeing more and more and more companies needing silver. We want silver, they need it. Needing silver and willing to pay any price. And you better hope they're willing to pay any price so the newest, latest iPhone won't come out. Right? Producers turn into the consumers turn into the producers. The people like you and I that want the silver will be selling it to the people that need the silver, and we can set the price because we have all the power. Then you have the tensions between China and Taiwan. Right? Then you say, when can silver hit $100 an ounce? Well, looking at where silver is right now, the price of the precious metal would need to rise 400%. Here's a look at 3 timelines when that can happen. So let's look at this. 2023, they're saying inflation goes out of control. And this, the funniest thing is, they're only looking at this from a dollar perspective. They're not looking at the silver shortage. They're not incorporating 5G towers, electric, like all that stuff. They're just specifically talking about the dollar index, etc. So you also have to throw that in as well, which makes it even more bullish. So in 2023, inflation goes out of control. The fastest way silver can get to $100 an ounce is if inflation hits double-digit levels in 2022 and 2023. In 2021, the year-over-year inflation rate's about 5%. This is the highest rate of inflation since 2008, and that's what sparked 2008 to 2011 $50 silver. Credit financial crisis, recession/depression, billion-dollar stimulus led to $50 silver. Nowadays, credit financial crisis, recession/depression, trillion-dollar stimulus, and then X dollar amount of silver, and we have a global pandemic, and then we also have a silver shortage, right? A lot different. $1 trillion is a lot bigger than $1 billion. So you do have to remember it like that, though. So it is quite possible that inflation continues to rise and more investors seek safe haven of precious metals. And also to kick back to 2008, it took 3 years, 2011, for silver to hit $50 from that 2008 mark. I would say 2020 was the 2008 for this time around. This is when the credit financial crisis happened, recession/depression, the stimulus getting thrown out. So if it took 3 years back in 2008, if you want to apply 3 years from our 2020, that would be 2023. That would be 2023 when we get that average price, if you want to look at the times. But this situation did speed things up times 10, right? What was going to happen in 10 years is going to happen in 4 years. So 2025, the U.S. debt leads to rising inflation rates. And see, they're not incorporating the silver shortage by then. This is when the Green New Deal and 5G towers, electric vehicles is going to be in full effect. You got to remember that. They're not talking about that here. They're only talking about debt. They're only talking about debt sits around $29 trillion, pay higher interest rates. But you also have to remember, by 2030, every electric vehicle company is going to go, or every automobile company is going to be electric. The Green New Deal is going to start picking up at its full peak between 2024 and 2025. That's when everyone's going to realize there is no silver. We need silver. We don't have enough silver. The Green New Deal isn't going to happen. That's when everyone's going to realize silver is a very important thing, and there's none of it. So that alone, I think, will push silver up, but you also have this as well. So this is a double whammy. I'm surprised I didn't mention that, though. Then 2030, precious metals outperforms equities. And by the way, if we're looking at $100 silver, in my opinion, the most realistic would be this. You could say this to play it safe, but 10 years is a long time, right? I haven't even been stacking silver for 10 years. I mean, and I've gone through a lot of different price ranges. But realistically, though, in my opinion, this would be the one that does it, but also adding in the silver shortage. If inflation is able to get under control, there is still another danger out of the way that investors should worry about: the U.S. debt. Right now, debt sits at 29 trillion. Eventually, bondholders may force the United States to pay higher interest rates on their bonds. This could lead to higher interest rates, lower stock market returns, and a rush into gold and silver. And then 2030, precious metals outperform equities during the decade. Finally, stock market simply gets overheated. Investors look for, and they keep saying the same thing, right? People kind of get scared and they go into safe havens. Good article. They could have made a lot of other points that I'm kind of been filling in the blanks, but regardless, you also have to incorporate the unknown variable. This guy's talking like he knows everything that's going to happen, or even theorizing, but there's also a lot of things that are going to happen that we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know. There's going to be some crazy things next year that are going to happen that could either skyrocket silver or crash silver. We don't know what's gonna happen yet, but I can guarantee the times we're living in right now, there's gonna be some crazy ass stuff happening over the next couple of years, folks. And all of that stuff is going to affect the price of silver negatively or positively. But if you're not planning on selling for 20 years like me, then you have nothing to worry about. Just sit in for the ride and hope the prices stay low so you can lower your dollar per ounce average and get as much silver as you can for as cheap as possible, right? I mean, that's it. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think this was a really good video. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Make sure to like the video. Please leave a comment. Let me know when you think silver will reach $100. My guess is 2024, 2025 is going to be the main, just really the match that lights, the spark that lights, the fire, in my opinion. So I would like to know what yours is and also why. So yeah, please make sure you're subscribed. To post daily videos, always keeping you in the loop. Please subscribe. We're approaching 53,000 subscribers. Can't thank you all enough. I love you all. And stay tuned. I post daily videos. Go check out the video I posted earlier today. It's similar to this, but it goes more into silver's value, more than $100. It's very important as well. The video's titled "Money Can't Buy Silver." So I think you'll like it. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.